I wonder if we're going to see even another experimental pick here from Raven, because they seem to be trying to reinvent the wheel to try to get some wins, perhaps via surprise, like what we saw earlier with the Chromie Rainer. So maybe we'll see like a Nazebo here. I mean, anything is possible. Raven's got first pick.
Especially with Raven's draft, anything is literally possible, as you would also see. And they have tried a lot of new heroes, and I think picking up Artanis from the beginning, not very beginning, maybe the first few rotations, would help Raven a little bit more, putting H82 on that comfortable hero. It seemed like he was on the Haka, soaking some EXP, but really not joining at the right moments for the team fights when it was happening at the bottom.
Well said. A lot of time spent on this first ban. They had a long break before this. Perhaps they just want to gather some time.
Gather some time and have a longer break.
Yeah.
Before they go into ban number
sure,
1.
They're going to send us quite a few seconds here. So, look, I mean, I imagine this is just going to be either a standard ban or a wave clear ban. Obviously for this map. There's the Zarya ban. Standard and wave clear oriented. Tempest will likely ban the Vala here, as it's just kind of the way of things. They don't have to. Could also ban Ragnaros. They could start targeting down H82 here.
Or Falstead.
I actually didn't write it down. Do you remember the first pick for Raven in the last match? I cannot for life remember me.
I do not either.
Anyway, so missed that one, guys, but I wanted to review that. But it's going to be a Vala ban here. The Malfurion choice is obviously strong. I think that's what, yeah, they did go with that last time. Yeah, now I remember. So the Malfurion choice here is strong. They might go with it again. And the wonky picks that we might see will come later. The Malfurion just pairs so well with so many different CCs, and that's what Raven's been trying to do with their divey aggressive comps.
They can also go towards that Wamba combo, which they had tried before sometimes, and it did work against Miracle somewhat.
Well, the Tychus pickup here looks to be they're trying to choke out damage, which means that Tempest might have to pick up something here they wouldn't like to ordinarily, like an early Gul'dan. And Malfurion's still available to them. Again, Hyde, you know, has a proclivity to play a lot of different supports than Malfurion. It's actually still tied with Karazim in first place for him at 8-8, but he doesn't have to lock it in. He will, though. There's the lock. And I'm looking for something with wave clear here. Or a Varian is also quite strong. I think that would be really strong for this map.
They can go towards that DPS or mage or tank. There are some options. And tank, of course, Varian is very strong on this map. Or even Muradin, as Sign was highly prioritizing.
He's been going up. Muradin, Varian, the Gul'dan I was talking about. Something they wouldn't necessarily want to pull this highly, but because Tychus and Vala are removed away from them, they do push that up there. This means Raven could do a denial pick right now on either the Muradin, the ETC, as they'll have ban right afterwards to deny the other. So they could Muradin, ETC, or Varian, narrow down the hero pool of Tempest, force them into one of the 3 meta heroes remaining. We have seen a lot of Johanna on this map, not totally uncommon, because her wave clear is just by default with her new Knight Takes Pawn baseline really strong. But a lot of laughter over here on the side of Raven, as I think they've got something planned for us here in game number 3. I don't know what it is yet. I'm a little bit worried about what it is, but we're going to find out, G-Club.
Their team always seems to be in a nice atmosphere, especially during the draft. And even after they lose, they seem to be having fun, which is the mindset, which is another mindset that can actually be super great, especially when you're playing competitive. Even if you lose for the next game, you can just have the fresh mind. Just, we had fun. It didn't work, but let's just try to have fun. Let's work with something else next time.
Yeah, and when you're 8th place in an 8-team round-robin league, you need to have that mindset of positivity, not get depressed, not get down on yourself. It's absolutely necessary. It's a tough ban here, with Raven having what I like to call the trio. They have 1 range damage, 1 tank, and 1 support. There's no lockout here. I'm gonna take away Li Ming because they're not interested in more ability power damage themselves. And Raven, I think, will either remove the Muradin or the Varian here. With Gul'dan already available, I'd say Varian's quite strong against Karazim's bouncy, dashy nature, but I do feel like just removing the Muradin is the stronger ban right now, especially how highly he's been prioritized by everybody, including Sign specifically, who's actually played almost more Muradin games than anybody else. They removed Tyrael instead. Okay,
that's a nice workaround, I would say. It also puts more pressure onto Muradin and pushes off in Modern Life's hero pool, but he can also pick up 0-2 here. It's totally possible.
With Tychus, of course, as their first peg, Tychus can handle a Muradin who gets a little bit too aggressive very well with his extra damage too, so they're not super worried about a Muradin. It's just nice to deny it. They take the alternative option here, which I hadn't really even, wasn't on the front line of my mind, which also means that Tempest won't really be able to find a melee hero here to help carry the things, so we're not going to see Modern Life on like a Thrall here. Very unlikely with the Tyrael removed. So Sergeant Hammer I think is very tempting right now for Tempest. They're going to take Rag first. I think the 5th pick might be for that Hammer. And I mean, they've got this solid lineup right now that just needs a little bit more sustained range damage, which could even be a specialist.
Is it going to be Artanis again? Let's see. We have some unplayed heroes also. Maybe they'll be the one bringing out again. Murky. Well, Zul is also possible here.
Yeah. It's actually shocking. Zul has been unplayed in this tournament for how good I think he could be in this meta right now. Alarak. Squid Alarak. It's Octodad. And the last pick here. It's a lot of different options.
They can go tank here with another frontliner, or if they actually want a specialist, they will have double support again.
So this is going to be a damaged Tyrande, almost 100%. Wow, Medivh, did not expect that. It's going to be able to help turning in these help control these turn-in zones. Tyrande is probably going to be built purely DPS, like we saw her build specifically the last time they played on Battlefield of Eternity against Miracle. Alarak's roots plus ETC stuns, grenades, Iron Fist Karazim, Hunter's Mark. It's all about the blow up. It's Raven's playstyle, very Chinese in that regard, but we're going to see if they can take a map here off of Tempest, or if Tempest is going to close out our second to last night here of this weekend with a 3-0 score. Stay tuned as we go into Tomb of the Spider Queen. In blue, Team Tempest tied on Malfurion, Duck on Medivh, Lockdown on Gul'dan, Sign on Muradin, and Modern Life on that Ragnaros that we've come to love so much.
And in red, Raven, Joju on Tyrande, Hamlin on ETC, NMX on Tychus, Diong on Karazim, H82 on Alarak. Okay. H82 has been really pushing his hero pool. Let's see if this Alarak is even better than what we saw from the first series tonight.
Could absolutely be. You know, there's so much to be paired with here with Alarak. If they had, instead of Karazim, Malfurion, this comp seems like no one should ever even, like, everyone should just hide behind the gate in the early game, try to get soak. But, you know, this is some good protection. Medivh will be able to shield targets that are silenced and telekinesis, which made that into a verb, but I mean, it's a thing. You get telekinesis into more CC if you're invulnerable during that time, kind of counters out the stun.
Yeah, also picking up Medivh, that force will really protect one of your allies to be caught in that CC for the moment. But on record, Duck's Medivh has 0 and 2, 0% win rate. Let's see if that changes tonight.
He pulled out his first career Medivh game against L5, if I'm not mistaken, then brought it into his next best of 5, so he's kind of got one in his last 2, but he has experience in here. Here's that protection that you were talking about to stop these stunned targets. Look at the body block here from Sign. Hamlin is taking a lot of damage. Duck looks like not able to get finished off there as Sign actually gets turned on, but he's Muradin, so Won't even have to tap. Will probably just heal up with his passive. Did build into the Q again, so not going to have third one. But I mean, look at this. He's already built up so much healing, just stacking it up. And DuckDuck is being super aggressive here. This could actually backfire. They do get away. And this super aggressive, insane CC, massive damage composition from Raven because of the protection from Medivh has so far been very unsuccessful.
Yep, even Moonlighting up from Hyde, as they already have so much pushing power, they want more pushing power instead.
And there's nothing...
A lot of dedication there. Like,
because Medivh already provides vision, you don't need Scouting Drone here per se, because he's going to be able to basically do essentially the same thing mobile-wise, invulnerably. So it's a wise choice with all the poke and the siege that they have. They're going to have Molten Core as well going into some of these fights. I like it. Okay, focused attack from Tyrande. Like I said, it's that damaged build we saw on Battlefield of Eternity last week. And MX is just like, oh God, I just gotta soak this. Please don't kill me. We're supposed to be the aggro comp, but we can't make it work.
Yep, and with that Medivh, they really have that upper hand, especially after once Medivh finishes his Master's Touch, that will be the big power spike for Medivh.
Anyways, just tank a turret shot, Sign to get the Stormbolt. Look at that Gul'dan damage. DuckDuck gets the reset. Can he get one more? Doesn't matter. There's the kill. And Sign with another body block here. The portal just barely missed his Q. And Diong is going to steal this cap. By the way, the role swap Diong is on Kharazim. So that's definitely not what he normally plays. Hamlin is the one who normally plays Kharazim when they do double support. So that's interesting. I suppose that means, yeah, Hamlin is on the ETC.
Yeah, we saw Hamlin on Kharazim, and he was super aggressive, like the most aggressive Kharazim play I've ever seen before.
Like, on one hand, I actually really like Hamlin's Kharazim, but on another hand, I feel like Diong's ETC leaves a lot to be desired. So I like them trying this. Let's see how it works. Modern Life has 13. He's just too shy of the turn-in, so Lockdown will have to do this. But they have total control right now of all three lanes, and this will be a free turn-in as DuckDuck just escapes into Raven form here in the top lane. The 2 commitment from Raven with Hamlin and Joju, not enough to stop him. And he's very close to getting 7, so look for that Master's Touch quest. He's missed a few Qs this game, but in general has been pretty good. There it is, locked in. Everything else standard at level 7 here. So Raven is just looking again for this big CC blow up, these picks. We're going to have a lot more damage once they reach 10. DuckDuck just barely escapes here at Portal, but important that he does. And this game has just been pretty basic overall. I mean, it's not the hype series that we had earlier, but Raven is trying their best.
Yeah, it's about the rotations, how Tempest just has so much better wave clear and has been pushing, pressuring all the lanes. Raven didn't really even get a chance to turn their gems in because they were all just pushed. If they actually want to go get those gems in, but hold on to that thought as NMX is getting so well body blocked by Sign, and there goes Tychus.
There's not enough burst heal with Tyrande alone here, as looks like Diong was elsewhere. And look, I mean, I see what they're trying to do here, especially because when the waves are pushed non-stop like this, that means that they're more aggressive on your side of the map. You can make swift rotations down. You can use that CC to get picks on heroes that are on the front lines. But Sign's been positioned so well, and DuckDuck has been ready for the shields. So the protection comes in, and they have been able to secure 0 kills so far. It's been a game with very few kills. In fact, only 2 of the counter kills that Tempest had when Raven did attempt the dives. Where they've just controlled the EXP with that wave clear you described, the you know, structural damage. And now they're going to hit 10 first. DuckDuck is ready for another deny here as well. Going to get 1 Master's Touch stack for that. The second one here. He's just poking them down. They have so many gems, 80. They're looking to hold on to those. If they're not going to get the turn in, they're absolutely going to retreat. Smart move by Raven, not going to take a fight without 10.
Kharazim does go down to help the push on the bottom lane. But Tempest, the amount of time that both teams spent to clear a wave, it's like half the time for Tempest and like double the time for Raven So that's where the rotations really make the difficulties for Raven to actually catch up to the rotations of Tempest right now, as they're already down a full level.
Look at how much free harass Duck is able to get here too against all the CC. By the way, considered the haymaker. Nope, goes into Avatar. Right after I say that. Rip. Sign was trying to make this a little bit more exciting, but gonna just be standard, beautiful Muradin play from Sign the man. I zoom in on him right now as he clears the wave. And I mean, look, Raven just has to sit back and soak the 10. I mean, that's all they can do. They realized this in the previous game, and they realize it here. And to overextend and try to dive with all the Cs that they have against 10, we'll just have them leyline sealed, horrified, silenced, Silveric smash, and they try to kill Sign. He's just gonna Avatar. I'm like, there's 5 heroics that are good against what they have right now. They don't have heroics. Now they do.
And with that turn in, lastly coming out from Hyde. Well, actually, it is Raven that turned in on the bottom line. That was very close.
So that's a big win for them. Gonna help them even up this EXP. It's always a scary thought though when your turn in, when you watch a play like this and you're like, oh, I thought Tempest turned in because they're pushing all the lanes right now. The turn in is not going to do any structural damage. It's going to help relieve the lane pressure. They need to be careful. Hamlin's going to go in here. He gets the root. There's the ping, but no follow-up damage. The protection comes in immediately. And that's as close as they get so far. And when you see a ping like that, it just makes you wonder if everyone's on the same page. You know what I mean? Like, Hamlin shouldn't have to ping, like, hey, I'm doing this. Everyone should be on the same page, right? So a little bit slow there. Good protection by Duck. The Web Weaver push is actually going to get some structural damage done. In fact, they're going to look for the pick here on the Modern Life. He will go down. Good Lunar Flare there. He almost dodged it, but he was going to die regardless. So they're going to get this bot wall, mid wall. Going to slowly even up the EXP.
Yeah, they caught up a lot of the EXP, and Mosh is still available. So there is that pressure coming into Tempest's hands when there is a Mosh available on the other side. Counter-Strike, Starfall, Odin, Palm.
Everything you'd expect. Perhaps the drill, but with how this game has been going for them, I like the idea to use Odin instead, get that resistance, and just do a lot of extra range damage. Duck just continues the harass here. He wants that Master's Touch completed. He's probably pretty close at this point. The red Web Weavers that nearly were turned in previously are now in. And it's going to be, you know, a back-to-back chance here for Raven to find that structural advantage. It's going to be tough. They're already down basically 2 keeps with the top lane. It's like 1% health. Well, they can catch up with this. They're only half a level down.
Yep, they really have to catch up to 13. And Tempest, they're going around this. They're really taking the safe route to take these out. And as Raven is focusing super hard on that bottom lane, they want to go all in here.
Looks like they want to threaten to keep wall. Not going to be easy to make this happen, but they're on it. Duck sees this, of course. He has, you know, the eyes on the prize right now as to potential leyline seal that pairs with this Ragnaros Molten Core. Harassing a little bit here. This is a very healthy Web Weaver. Okay, they're going to go in. Duck's looking for that leyline. He gets it. And, oh man.
Counter-Strike does connect, but that is enough damage. Too much damage even without that smash onto Chase with those portals. But Joju is on that pleb horse.
Oh man, he's on the pleb horse. I didn't even realize. That's always bad luck. Never be on the pleb horse. Buy a skin. Support the most recent global champion.
Oh, this portal may be enough to take out Hamlin. Is rooted.
Down he goes. Look, when you see Medivh Raven hiding in the bush like that, you see him there, and then you see a portal in your face. Your first thought must be, we better split right now or 4 people get leylined. I think Saphira's smash, I didn't quite see, but I don't think it even did as much as it could have there.
It did not connect.
It didn't connect, right? So imagine that plus Horrify, and it's like, ooh, definitely shouldn't get 4-man leylined. It was so predictable as well, and they still just walked right into it. Duck with a clever positioning. Late reaction here.
Look at that protect, like, just canceled out all the damage that actually can be followed with CCs later on.
Yeah, stuns don't mean anything if you can't follow them up with damage. Web Weaver's pushing now the mid keep, top keep wall. Bot Fort's still alive for Raven, so they've got that defense down there going for them. They can't get picked right now though.
Yeah, Hamlin still had that Mosh available, but DuckDuck spots him right next to it, so it will be a lot tougher to actually parse light into Tempest, as they also have Leyline Seal available.
Okay, lose this mid one. Keep saves. Oh, they're gonna turn on this. They see blood in the water. The Horrified targeted here onto NMX. He gets palmed though. Excuse me, onto H82. He gets palmed. The stasis here onto Hamlin. Does get stunned out. Cannot mosh pit here. Yeah, this could be the beginning of the end for Raven, as they do get one pick on the Modern Life.
Yep, but
the top Web Weaver is pushing down the keep too, don't forget.
And that's not it. Tyrande also blows up Sign. The man just going all the way in, and the right portal position, Tyrande was way too in front.
All right, well, with the top pressure, Tychus has to rotate up there, which means they're going to focus down this mid keep. Can't see its health right now, either on the minimap or on top, but I imagine it's almost dead. It is. And everyone's just going to portal out. Peace. Lockdown gets dismounted briefly. And everyone's going home. 68 of 60. Going to get a clean turn in. Hearth home, set up for the next Web Weaver push, and probably focus top to get that second wall. If they get any picks, they could go core. The game is owned by Tempest right now. They have the rights to do whatever they want.
They have all the push in all lanes.
This game belongs to them.
Yeah, they get.
Raven has to steal it now in order to get it.
It's going to take some time for Raven to actually hit 16, so they don't have to pressure any other lane. They can just go directly to that core if they want to. I see Hamlin trying to come in for that big power slide Mosh, but Tempest is just spread apart, and Leyline Seal actually catches Hamlin every single time. So there's not a good timing to actually have that Mosh out.
Yeah. Look at DuckDuck again. Raven's in a little bit better positioning this time against that potential Leyline Seal. They're split up a lot more than they were before. Grouping for just a second, but this keep is absolutely going to go down. Sign is going to make sure of it. NMX already uses Odin here. Look at this, already down to half health. And Sign goes in, he's protected, and we're going to see a big flashy fight here. DuckDuck nearly goes down actually to that Starfall. He still has, you know, his Leyline Seal. Looks like it might not be necessary here. Already the explosion onto Alark. H82 is dead. They do get the kill onto Lockdown here, and Sign is very low. He actually got super aggressive here, gets protected. Stage Dive gonna, not Stage Dive, Mosh Pit gonna try to catch him off guard, but DuckDuck is the hero with the portal. I feel like Tempest definitely made some flashy moves there they didn't need to do, but DuckDuck's trying to make sure everybody goes home. They're gonna turn this around though with a Leyline Seal.
And Twilight Dream does not connect, gets canceled right before the animation. So that's not gonna be enough, but still, this is going towards Tempest. They got the keep, they got a kill. Of course, Gul'dan also died, but that is enough. Look at the health bars of both teams.
All three keeps are down. Raven is down to a core. At least they've got full health on that core, but that's all they've got. As DuckDuck preemptively shields himself to avoid damage, to get right back into that portal, get right back into Raven form. Raven, ironically, trying to fight against this Raven here and struggling in the Medivh. Look, they've got 42 of 60 gems. They've got no keeps. They're going to need to get picks, stack up gems, and try to turn this game around. It's going to be tough, though. Sign here in perfect position. Counter-Strike is good for H82, and Modern Life is very aggressively here in the center. They just walk through the Starfall, though. Sign looking for the stun here on NMX. They're going to get it. Looks like he's going to be the target. Sign actually tries to connect there with the rewind to get the stun. It doesn't matter. He doesn't get it, but they get the Horrified. 2 Horrified now. NMX is going to go down here. That is going to make it 2 dead. As Hamlin struggles to get out here. He's got nowhere to go. He doesn't even know where he wants to go. He's totally locked down here. DuckDuck with the upgraded Leyline Seal. The fan service here on the Joju. It's going to be a 3-0. H82 the last to fall, as Tempest will take this series 3-0. 14 kills to 4 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. 3 points and a win on the scoreboard, putting Tempest now at a 5-2 and a 17-9 map score.
Yep, they really showed there that they are the stronger team. Going to that Eastern Clash,